Hello, my name is Liz Sawicki, and I'm a member of the board for Access Education Guatemala Children's Fund. I'm so pleased to present this award today to honor Claire Mirbaum for 14 years of extraordinary service to Access Education. Claire Mirbaum is an accomplished educator and learning specialist with a distinguished career in Canada and internationally. Claire is also a mother, wife, daughter, sister, friend, Spanish speaker, and co-president of the Access Education Board. Claire has a passion for education, equity, and helping others. She has worked tirelessly facilitating the ever-evolving vision for Access. Claire's path crossed with the founders of Access Education in 2007 while Claire was working at a Toronto private school. Encouraged to join the board, Claire was soon on a plane with Adrian on her first trip to Guatemala while her husband held the fort with two small young children. Upon arrival in Guatemala, Claire became part of the early mission of Access of giving girls a chance to go to school. Word spread fast in the village that day that girls could be sponsored by Access to go to school, and a lineup of tearful mothers soon formed, hoping they'd be able to get their daughters registered. That initial experience of bridging a poverty gap to give those girls a chance at an elementary school education was the catalyst for Claire to spend the next 14 years of service to Access. Since that initial visit, Claire has traveled to the town of La Union, Guatemala, at least a dozen times to support Access efforts there, which became more ambitious with each passing year. First, it started with sending girls to school, then girls and boys, then adding classrooms to the existing elementary school, then adding classrooms for the middle school to the existing school, expanding again with a brand new institute that was purpose-built for the middle school, then a high school, complete with government-approved curriculum. All this while facilitating scholarships for post-secondary education, student give-back programs, adult literacy for parents, and most recently, pandemic relief and nutritional support to families of our students. During Claire's tenure, there have been over 3,000 students that have gone through the education life cycle, with graduating students coming back to La Union to work as teachers, nurses, and business professionals.
As you've heard, this story began when Adrian walked into my school office 14 years ago and said, You speak Spanish? You believe in changing children's lives? You're coming to Guatemala with me." My answer was, no, and I don't even really know where Guatemala is. But as I soon discovered, there is no way to say no to Adrian Rosen. And all these years later, even though at times I have kicked and screamed along the way, I am so grateful to you, Adrian, that you chose me to join you and Myra on this mission. It has had a profound impact on me and my family's life. Nelson Mandela said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." And it sure is true for this little part of the world. Mandela also said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." And this has proven to me time and time again, every time there is a new dream and it became a reality on the ground. I would also like to thank my husband, Josh Katz, who took care of Jacob and Jen Maya when I started traveling with Access, and to all three of them who agreed to move to Guatemala 7 years ago for a 2-year stint living on the shores of beautiful Lake Atitlan. Finally, I would like to dedicate this honor to my father, Jaime, who has encouraged and helped me to follow my dreams, even when they took me far away from home and made little sense to him or my mother. It means everything to me that you are here with me today, and I hope that this evening brings you much pride, as my legacy is your legacy. Thank you to all of our longtime supporters, and to those of you here for the first time tonight. I hope that you will be inspired, as I have been, by the courageous, resilient, resourceful people of Guatemala, and by the power of one woman's vision and the mighty team of women beside and behind her to indeed change worlds. Enjoy the rest of your evening tonight, and thank you.
Claire, you've been instrumental to Access by being able to bridge language and culture barriers. You've been an interpreter, an educator, a social worker, a champion, and a friend. Claire, you've been part of the full spectrum of education delivery in one of the poorest villages in northern Guatemala. Claire, you've been part of changing the status quo in La Union. I would like to present this plaque to you in recognition of your extraordinary personal contribution to Access Education over the last 14 years. Your commitment to the children, adults, and teachers of La Union has framed the way education is delivered. You have given this community an opportunity to grow, change, and escape poverty and hopelessness. You've been here since the beginning in 2007. None of this could have been accomplished without you. From the bottom of our hearts, gracias.